Here at Rutland Water, Egleton Reserve once again. It's a pleasantly soft, late autumn day. We're only a week or so away from the start of meteorological winter, and the woodland paths are closed until next spring. The day has a very quiet feel to it. There's a mixture of blue sky and cloud, and every now and then the sun will break through. A familiar sight on the reserve are these Dexter cattle, an integral part of reserve management. But now to the wildlife. It looks a bit bare at the moment, but we do have a great white egret fishing by the edge of the reeds, and then the familiar tick-tick sound of a robin close by. The robin has been voted the UK's favourite bird. I love robins, but for me there'd be a few species that are higher up the list, but nonetheless an iconic little bird. And then yet another great white egret, also at the edge of the reeds, but keeping a respectful distance from the first bird we saw. I suppose autumn and winter can be a bittersweet time for me. Like many people, I do tend to suffer a little from sad or seasonal affective disorder, brought about by the lack of sunlight and the dark days and evenings. So when the sun does shine, I like to get out and about. Let's move on. It really seems to be one of those days today. There's not much in the way of bird life on view at all. There are some teal, some sleeping by the water's edge, and others feeding a little further out. But apart from that, not much else. There is a pair of great-crested grebes way out, and quite a modest flock of pochard. And a few cormorant up in the trees. So time to move on, I think. I'm in the next hide down now, and there are closer views of birds here, like this female teal asleep, and a better view of the pochard. A stop off at the Smew Hide affords views of shoveler, both male and female, this one silhouetted against the bright water. Looking a little further out are a pair of moorhen, one feeding at the edge of the water and one picking away on the mud, and yet another great white egret. I'd noted the lack of waders here today, but we do have one. It's a curlew, Europe's biggest wader. This is the view from the Crake Hide, and once again bird life is thin on the ground. There are large areas of mud, ideal habitat for waders, but there are none around. There are some tracks leading across the mud. I don't know what made them, possibly a mute swan, because there are a couple of those to be seen. And then yet another great white egret. I know they're pretty mobile, but there must be at least 5 or 6 on the reserve today. Time to make a slow walk back to the car park, I think. made my last stop off for today, and there's still nothing about, apart from a pair of mute swans flying majestically across the surface of the water. Mute swans are big birds and they look beautiful in flight, but because of their size, actually taking off usually needs a long run and a lot of effort, and then a smooth landing can prove just as difficult. There are a few other species to see, coot and widgeon. And looking way out, a male pintail, just upended. I've just flown into the reeds below us, this little egret, and that's the end of this really quiet visit to the Egleton Reserve. But every chance you get, you got to get out there and enjoy nature. And I'll see you next time.